Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook. Monday through Saturdays, we are here to try to connect with each other and with our destination through news. Good news from our city, state, and country, and your comments, of course, your questions, your ideas, your suggestions on how to best enjoy ourselves here in Puerto Vallarta. Today is Monday, November 13, and it is a pleasure to see you. It's particularly wonderful to see those of you that join us live for the first time. We always try to make it special for you the first time. So if you are watching live for the first time, please feel free to let us know by writing the word new in your comment, and we'll be so happy to give you a nice little welcome. And of course, if you're watching later on through YouTube or on Facebook or directly on our website, welcome as well. We don't get to read your comments live, but we appreciate the fact that you choose to subscribe and to follow our broadcasts. Today we have some news. I hope you had a good weekend. I had a great weekend, although something happened in my personal life that was an important lesson to learn, and I'm going to share it with you in a little while because it might be something of use to you. But first, as always, please add your word new. If you're watching live for the first time, please add a capital letter Q. If you have something really, really important that you wish to share with everybody else, and we'll be looking at it in a short while. But first, let's take a look at the news. We have, unfortunately, reports of more sewage water flowing into the Pitillal River. Of course, the Pitillal River is one of two important rivers in our city, and the other one, of course, being the Cuale. And Tribuna de la Bahía is reporting a specific source of sewage water, pouring thousands of liters of caca water into the river, and that CEAPAL is apparently not interested in addressing the issue or not able to address it at this time. The source is in a stream that starts or originates in Coapinole, and then it heads to Colonia del Toro and eventually joins the Pitillal River. And it is worth remembering that Holy Beach, which is located next to where the river meets the ocean, didn't pass the necessary tests to deem its water swimmable during the most recent vacation period. So if you will choose to swim in the ocean in the near future, you may want to think twice about heading to Holy Beach, as we don't know that it is the best place to go swimming in the city. I also read this interesting report about beach furniture being problematic for sea turtles that are still in the middle of the turtle hatching season here in Puerto Vallarta. There is still a month and a half before the sea turtle season ends, and authorities estimate that between July 1st and today, approximately 2,400 nests have been identified. When you consider that each nest contains between 47 and 160 sea turtle eggs, approximately 240,000 turtles have hatched this season. That said, Ulises Cárdenas of the city's environmental office is quick to remind that some beachfront hotels are not that keen on moving their beach furniture at night, which is a time of day in which turtles bury their eggs in the sand, resulting in some sort of obstacle course for them. The hotels sometimes also rely on bright lights for security purposes that can disorient the turtles as they find a place that is safe to lay their eggs. That said, we've mentioned this before and we'll say it again. Being a part of a turtle release event is truly transformational. And I very much hope that everyone that is watching will have the opportunity to participate in one of these turtle release programs at one point or another, because it really gives you a sense of how large the world is and how tiny we are when it comes to admiring what nature does around us. Or maybe that's just me being romantic. I don't know. And Puerto Vallarta continues to engage in so-called Transformation Saturdays, in which city personnel goes out to specific neighborhoods to give them what in Spanish we call una manita de gato, which translates to a little cat paw, which is the English equivalent of a little bit of TLC or cleanup. This time around, the city crews headed to Colonias Independencia, Ojo de Agua, Cristóbal Colón, and Presidentes Municipales to do some much needed debris removal and painting of sidewalks and this, that, and the other. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember off the top of my head where these colonias are. I could have looked at it in the map. I failed to do that, but I never cease to be reminded of how large Puerto Vallarta is as a city and how tiny our little mini universes within the city can sometimes become. With that said, let us turn over to the weather forecast just to see what is going on out there. Surprise mother fracker, it's sunny, says our snarky weatherman. It is 28 degrees right now. Humidity is at 74%, and our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 83. The forecast for today says it's going to be a humid day with clear skies, a chance of rain of 11%, a high of 31, and a low of 24. Then on Tuesday, tomorrow, humid with clear skies throughout the day, with chance of rain of only 5%, a high of 31, and a low of 24. And Wednesday, partly cloudy skies in the morning with clear skies in the afternoon, a high of 31, and a low of 24. We seem to be stuck in that combination of high and low temperatures. I stumbled upon a funny meme on Facebook that I wish to share with you because it seems to describe our weather here in the state of Jalisco very eloquently. This is called Las Temporadas en Jalisco, the seasons in Jalisco. And it starts with this red season, which is called Calor del Demonio, or hellish heat, which is followed by Calorcito con lluvias, which is a little bit of heat with rain. And then it's followed by algo de frío, or somewhat chilly. And then it's followed by a tiny bit of sabroso, frío sabroso, which is yummy cold. And then there's spring. So where are we right now? Well, we are coming out of this orange place and somewhat headed in here. By now, we're supposed to not have any humidity, but I mean, I see we still have humidity, so I don't know what to say about that. But that is the Jalisco weather in a nutshell, and that is Puerto Vallarta's weather in a nutshell. Something else that I wish to acknowledge that I read on Facebook is the fact that Rico Indian, The Indian restaurant on the Isla Rio Cuale is turning 1 year old. They're celebrating 1 year of successful operation. And I want to send all kinds of love to this restaurant because let's face it, friends, the Rio Cuale has got to be one of the most challenging venues or areas in the city to have a restaurant. You know, it is challenging in the summer because of the weather. It is challenging year around because there's mosquitoes. And, you know, it's not right on the street. So you have to know that it's there to find it. Or there has to be enough of a vibrant amount of activity on the river to know that the restaurant is there, on the island rather, not on the river. But despite of that, Rico Indian has delivered amazing food experiences. I've been there a number of times. I love the restaurant. I love the people that run it. Sometimes service is slow, but who cares? Who is in a hurry when you are in the island surrounded by kitty cats and just a nice place to be? So I wish Rico Indian many, many more anniversaries. If you haven't had a chance to try this restaurant, I strongly recommend it. It is, after all, that time of year in which it's most comfortable to be out eating al fresco. And this is one restaurant that has yet to disappoint. And what else do we have? Oh, before we get into our chit chat section, a little thing that happened to me this weekend, and I think it is worth considering. 2 times in the recent past have I purchased tickets for bus rides to Guadalajara through ETN. We have praised and will continue to praise ETN, Mexico's luxury bus line, as a very comfortable way to travel between Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara. But regretfully, twice in the last 2 trips, it's happened to me that ETN arbitrarily changed their departure times and did not notify. And that happened to me the last time I went to Guadalajara, and it happened to me in this upcoming trip that I'm going to do this weekend. I'm going to Guadalajara with a number of friends. So we pre-purchased the tickets, as we always do. I took care of the pre-purchasing. I paid for the tickets. I got the PDF boarding passes, which indicate the time at which we're supposed to depart. But then, you know, just to make sure that our seats show up as taken, I went into the ETN website to look for the same bus ride, and because I wanted to see, you know, in the seat selection screen, I wanted to see our seats being unavailable. And what do you know? Our bus is not even in the system. So it took a trip to the bus terminal to find out that we had been moved to an earlier departure, which is great. Instead of leaving at 9:30 in the morning, we leave at 9 o'clock in the morning. But I mean, imagine had we arrived at the terminal at, say, 9:40, 9:20 or 9:15, or after 9 o'clock in the morning to board the bus, we would have missed our bus. And ETN failed to notify this. I checked my spam folder, I checked everything, and I didn't see this. So, of course, the lady at the counter here in Puerto Vallarta was able to confirm our departure time, but when we tried to get her to confirm our return time, she said, well, we cannot do anything from here. You have to deal with it by telephone, or you have to deal with it in Guadalajara, which was somewhat frustrating. So my word of advice is, and of course, we were able to find out that our seats were still there. They respected our seats, but they just moved us to a different bus. So my word of advice is, if you're going to go ETN or any other bus line or plane or train or whatever it is that you're taking, always confirm your seats with enough anticipation. Needless to say, it is a good thing that I did this 1 week ahead of departing, and we will plan accordingly. And I thought you would benefit from this knowledge. Enough of that. Let us move to our chit chat section just to see what you're up to for this fine week and to read your general comments. I see a lot of good mornings, and I very much appreciate those. Let's see what we have. I'm looking for cues. And there's a cue here. Let's Pho PV Vietnamese Kitchen is turning 1-2. Specials on November 18 to celebrate. Thank you very much for that knowledge, Brian. This is another restaurant that arrived right across the street from Plaza Lázaro Cárdenas, and they have been very successful, and we are grateful for that. Thank you for that, Evan. This is true. The bus schedules change often. It is always advisable to double check the day before and ask at the counter if the bus is on time when you check in. This is very, very good advice and food for thought. Mark contributes, FYI, friends came in from Canada Saturday, and other than long lines at customs, there was no special paperwork to do or any changes in getting there. This is good to hear. Chris says, good on you to bust ETN. Well, I don't know that we accomplished anything. Certainly, we didn't accomplish much of anything with the very skilled customer service person that was at the counter here in Puerto Vallarta. When I said, well, your company changes things, she's like, well, we don't do anything. It's those people in Guadalajara that change things. We don't do anything. And I thought to myself, you really fucking don't do anything, do you? But, you know, I held my breath and I took a deep breath and I figured, you know, this little person is not responsible for my woes. And I'm grateful that I caught this in a timely manner, and this will not put a damper on a very much on a weekend that I'm very much looking forward to. So that's what we have for today. I don't see any other new comments, so we're gonna wrap it up as we have lots of things to do, lots of planning to do. This is going to be a very busy week as we're prepping special features on Mexican Revolution. And we also have a meet and greet to get excited about this coming Thursday. I'm going to sit down with Gina and with Carla of the Ruta Mushi bus to plan the logistics of having the bus parked outside of Whiskey Kitchen during our meet and greet. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you very much for helping me start my week. I hope you have a great week, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.